Oh yeah, remind me, please.
What did you ask?
Eh?
What did you ask?
The website, the portal to access administrators portal.
The website. Is it not to go to office.com, then you log in, you sign in?
Okay, office.com is just normal office, like normal Microsoft end user portal, like the admin portal. Yes, you can still access it from office.com.
And that's where I access it from.
Okay, so we have
Is
several
it a
other ways.
different part? Okay.
So today we are actually introducing admin center, right? So the several other ways is I can sign in from here. And if this account has an administrator's role, you will see it when I launch my application. So this is just me authenticating. You remember this stage, right? When we talk about authentication and the authorization.
Yes.
I hope you still keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one way to access the admin portal. I will just show you the 3 ways that are more, that are frequently used. Because this account has an administrator's role, that is why you will see this admin here. I believe this is where you access yours the last time. So if I click here, it's going to take me to admin center. We are going to be as interactive as possible. Okay. Since we are just 2 here, just so we can flow and follow up. So this is an admin center, right? And I can come and say admin.microsoft.com, right? And if I hit on enter, it will still take me to the same page. This is like for me to access the central admin center. I use this portal often. And the other way is this particular one, if I want to access probably other portals that I don't have their URL as hard, then I use this one, cmd.ms. These are the 3 ways you can access the admin center. So when this comes up, is Microsoft command line, right? So when this comes up, if you want to access Microsoft Entra, if you want to access Microsoft, these are still Entra admin, or if what you're accessing is not coming up at first, you can just search for it, admin center. Right? Although I know it came up, but then this is just one. If I click here, it's also going to take me to the same page, Microsoft Admin Center, but this time it said I should choose an account, and I need to choose an account that has administrator's role. Okay. So you understand this, right? And I believe the concept is clear.
Yes.
Okay. So there was one thing I wanted to show us before we began properly. The last time when we were talking about advantage, and one of the advantage we mentioned was in cloud, in on-premise, there might be a fire outbreak that would destroy our data center or our server room, and then we tend to lose our data that are stored there. Now, one thing may be going through our minds that what happens to the data center where we are saving up our things, like example of Google, Microsoft. Is it not possible for them to have a fire outbreak there. Now, when there is fire outbreak, what happens? Has this ever come to your mind? Whether yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So what happens is we have what we call region pairs. And don't forget my idea of always researching stuff just so we get to know better. So we want to check for what a region pair is. When I say region pairs in cloud, don't mind my earlier, in cloud computing, so it's going to explain this to us. And I'll use that image I just brought up to explain some concepts. So it's saying in cloud computing, region pairs refers to geographically paired data center, regions that work together to provide redundancy, disaster recovery, and high availability. For example, in Azure, each region is paired with another with the same geography to ensure data residence and compliance. Some benefits of region pairs includes disaster recovery in an event of major outage. One region in the pair is prioritized for recovery. Sequential updates, plan updates are rolled out to pair regions sequentially to minimize downtime, and the data remains within the same geography for compliance purposes. So you see, for you keep seeing for compliance purposes. See, Microsoft doesn't play with security and compliance. That is one thing I must quickly tell you. They don't joke with it at all. And in the world, right, every region has laws that are enforcing their security, which we as well refer to as policy. In the US, we have a body called IPA. IPA, yes, that is in charge of patient records. We have the one of is it what is that again? We have for Nigeria too. Nigeria, we have governing bodies that make sure that ensure that we are compliant with what we are offering, and the bodies that are keeping our data, even with our employees and the rest of them from the HRO. So what data region pairs does is, in Africa, for example, I think our main data center is in South Africa, right? And because it is Africa, there should be a governing body, law and regulation to guide, or for those people that are guiding our data to abide with, just in case of disposition, right? So what data regions do is they have the main data and they have colocation centers. Colocation centers are as well data centers, don't get it wrong. So what they do is they don't keep your data in one region. They tend to replicate your data to another region. For example, in this image, you see region A, you see region B. And region A is called primary workloads, while region B is called backup or disaster recovery operations. And then all of it together, these two, is what we call data replication. So when you're in Africa and you tend to save data in the cloud with Microsoft, and not just Microsoft anyways, it's the same with every other cloud service providers. So this data that you are saving in region A will replicate to region B. Just so if region A has issue or downtime, you will be able to access your data from region B. There could as well be a region C, region D, and so on and so forth, depending on the numbers of regions a particular geographical area has. And the one that is saved directly in the main data center is what we call the primary workloads. this backup and data and disaster recovery operation is more like a copy of your data, just in case anything happens. Is this one clear?
Yes.
Hello? Okay, thank you. And yeah, like I said before, we'll be dwelling, so I will just have to close this out. I will close this out. We would be dwelling on users today. So if I come to users, so this is how we are going to take our sessions. From users, we will go to teams and groups. We will go to role. We will go to resources. We may likely do resources first anyways. We'll go to billing support. When we are done with this, then we can now be focusing our attention in each of the admin centers. This will take a whole longer time to cover. But as we go step by step, we may just, eat on a roll and, hey, learn on the job, right? But it is important to understand these concepts very well. So when I click on user, you see there is a drop down on this. Anything that has a drop down here means there is something under it. So if I click on user, there are 4 options. The first one here is the active users. What is an active user? Active users are the current employees in that particular organization. And in this, my account, these are the users in this tenant, which I currently have in this, my own organization, right? And if we want to add just a single user, perhaps we have person coming on board, what we just do at the instance is just to say add a user. Of course, we have practicalized this before. You enter the first name of the person, you enter the last name, which are not compulsory. But a display name is a must, just so you can be able to identify a user and search for them without using their email address. Then you come here and you write the username of that person. By default, organizations usually have standards of giving a an email address to every user, every employee. You may set your own to be first name dot last name. You may set it as first name only. You may set it as last name, as the case may be. Then here, if there are multiple domains in the organization, this is where, because of this drop down, this is where you get to select the particular domain you want to use for that user. Then you come to product license. In product license, this is where you give the user the license that you have available in your tenant for the person to be able to carry out their day-to-day activity. And just so they can be productive. You can decide to create without a license. Don't forget, if you do, the user will be able to authenticate, but will not have permission to do anything on the tenant. And like I said before, any account that is created without a license is just an identity, not an account yet. It's an identity because it can, authenticate. But the moment you give it a license is when it becomes an account, because by then it can, carry out a function, unlike when you don't give them a license. All right. I think in basic we missed out something. Here you see automatically create a password. When you click this, it will automatically generate a password for the user. And here it is a standard that you require a user to change their password on first signing, just so you that creates the account don't even know the password. Okay. And standard again for organization that they have a default password they use in creating users. Just so you just create, send to the user, and then they proceed by changing their password. If you now come to optional settings, this is where you grant permissions to users. You may decide to, if this person is coming into account, for example, it doesn't have any business with, doesn't have any business with, say, he wants to modify or have anything to change in our organization or manage. All they care about is money, money, and money. So their license should be well enough for them to carry out their activity. They may not need it. But by the time whereby you'll be needing to bring on somebody that is required to manage their let's say teams, that means you need to give that person a team admin center. You look for it, right? If it's not there, you can come here, show by categories. There are a lot of categories. Then here you can easily come to T and look for teams, and then you give them. If you want a user to manage your SharePoint, you give them as well. And if you want clarification on anything that you are not too sure of, you come to this more information option. Then it will tell you or give you an idea of what you are about to carry on. And this particular one says full access to SharePoint sites, SharePoint online, manage Microsoft 365 group, manage service requests, and monitor service X. This is what this person will be able to do if you give them that role. But you can say, okay, it's not an administrator. Let it just go without any role. Then you click on finish. You review the summary to be sure that, hey, you are good to go. And then you apply. Again, lest I forget, if you come to more option here, let me close this out. Let me close this out. So there is a part here which says profile option. Right? If you click on it, you see a job title. Let's say this is a cloud engineer now. You put it here, engineer. Let's say department is in IT, information technology. Let's say office, let's say downstairs. Right? If the person has phone number, you can just say, okay, phone number, you give on to the person, fax number, office number. Now, this is office number, this is mobile number, whichever way. If you feel you want to include the person's address, fine. Then you put it on the city. These are not compulsory, and as such, they are not carrying aesthetic. And that is why you'll be able to bypass this option. Right? You can create, options like this. And I will quickly tell you that you can go on and assign a manager to that user. So I'll just close this and show you how that is done. So if you click on Adele, you are expecting Adele page to load up. So yeah, you see that this is username and email, right? Username is always email. This is our email. This is alliances. This is where you had another email address to this user. You may now include their, okay, this is them. This is where you just give them alliances. And what does alliances do? Alliances, if somebody wants to send a mail to this person and they decides to use this and decides to use this, that means they will also be, this is the primary rather. If you come here and you say this, for example, and you say this, and you tend to send email to this person, it will go. You can as well edit this guy here. Once you say done, you'll be able to change the default domain of this user just so they can log in. You can edit their name and do anything. Perhaps there is mistake, right? Okay, I wanted to show you manager where you can assign a manager. So if you come here now, you see there is a manager. That is why they say edit manager. But let me look for somebody that doesn't have a manager. What is a manager? A manager is somebody that you are reporting to. In every organization, it is wise to always have organization that will be interfering, or managing the affairs of every department. So here you can just do add the manager. You just search for a name. Right? If I should search for Chidiman, am I expecting her to come up? I'll just click, and then if I save changes, Chidima automatically becomes this person's manager. And you see, when you add the manager, apps like Teams and Outlook will be able to show organizational chart to users. Note that each user can only have one manager at a time. Then another thing is this user doesn't have a role, nothing. So you can come here and assign them a role. You assign them a role. In the same vein, when you talk about license, you can come here, licensing and have, just so you know what this user have access to. You can decide to say, okay, you don't want to give this user a license again, or you want to give it again, or you want to say, okay, don't have permission. So I will, once you click there, you see that he has a permission to 73 application. You can say, no, 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 no. I don't want you to use Avatar for Teams. I don't want you to use Microsoft Word. I don't want you to use this and that. You uncheck them. Here you can modify anything and then you save the changes. Okay. What else do I need to show you from this user and mail? So this is where you manage the person's mailbox permission. Okay. Now mailbox permission, read and manage. So here now you see 0000. Though this is supposed to be taught when we get to Exchange administration. So you can assign person to this user to be reading their email, right? Or you can assign Adele to be reading their email. You can assign Adele to be managing their email, like, or send on behalf of them. They can send message on behalf of them. They can send as permission, like they'll be sending email out. But this usually happen when a user is leaving an organization and probably wants to manage the mail of that person. And this is not best practice by any administrator. It's never allowed. We can't show the OneDrive setting. If this is a new user, their OneDrive might not have been set up yet. Yeah, this person has not set up his OneDrive. That is why we are not seeing anything. And here you can manage the device that this person is being signed into if your organization is using Intune. So there's what we call Intune. Intune is used for device management, where and how and when the user can always sign in, the kind of devices they can sign in with, and the ones they can't sign in. Even if they sign in with this they can do, that they cannot do. You can put a profile picture up for a user from here, right? Like that. So let me look for, like I said before, it's not best practice, but I'll just show you if you want to access another user OneDrive. You can just come here. It's loading up. So this is the detail of the user's OneDrive. This OneDrive has a 1 terabyte space. He has used 2.7628 gig out of the 1 terabyte, and that is just 0.27% of the whole space. So if I want to access this user's OneDrive now, I can just click on this create link, right? It's going to generate a link for me. Again, I say it's not best practice at all. So I can just say, okay, open in a new tab, and I will have access to its OneDrive. Just in case you are having a bad user, what do I mean? Maybe an insider threat user who is compromising organizations or resources, and probably maybe a user that left the organization. You can come here and access their OneDrive. Again, I will repeat, it's not best practice. This is just so we can manage other people OneDrive just in case they leave our organization. So Chidi, so far so good. Do we have any question before I proceed?
No, no questions.
Okay. So I will just uncheck this. You notice that when I check this heading change. So if I want to, set a multi-factor authentication for this user, if I want to delete the user, resets the password, of which if you open here, all of those options are here as well, right? So you can block sign in, the user will not be able to sign in again. You can delete the user from here as well. So I will check and then user templates. So what does a template do? You see that when I click it, options came up. Add templates, manage template. I have a template here that is called sales. That is why you see it here. So if I say manage templates now, you are going to see that I have a template already. You see sale here, right? This template is for sales employee. This is just describing this to you. Perhaps I was the old administrator that left, and you are now the new administrator. In this description, we always tell you, okay, this is what this is being used for. This is what this is being used for, just so you can, follow up. You can now add a new template. But perhaps there is no template before. This is where you just come, user templates, and then you add a template. So what does it do? User template allows you to quickly add new users with a saved configuration to get started, fill out some basic information about the template you are creating. So what this does is, let's say your company has an account department and there is a standard for them. So you don't want a situation whereby if you employ any accountant in your office, you start going through the process of add user, first name, second name, or you take this license, take this license, take this. You are not doing this manually. No, this template will set a standard that anytime you want to add an accountant to your organization, you just use the template and it picks everything that is there in the template. Like this one, if I say account, right, and I say description, this is only used for account creation. Let's just put it this way. Make this template available to other admins who manage users. Now you know you are an admin that manage user. If I decide to say no, this will only be available to me. You will not be able to see it, even as a user administrator. If you want to unpublish a template, delete it. You can't change the template to private after after it is published. So if I want to change this particular setting, I have to delete it. I can, modify it later on. Okay. Then the basics. Which domain do I want anybody coming to accounts to pick? Which domain? Then I'll just take from here and choose the domain. Let's say that. Then do I want auto create password or I want to create a password? Or let me create a password rather. So if I say auto create password, it will always auto create password for me. It will always auto create password. Then if I say require signing, okay, this is the standard I'm setting for this template. You already know what that means. Then license. Please select license to assign to the user. So this is where I select a license. What if I say I don't want to assign a license? No problem. But I want to assign now. Please notice something. Okay, there is no count here. I will take you back to that count. Don't worry. So I'm assigning this license. I can say, okay, I want to take some out, right? To just, streamline it. But then it is fine. And let the user just take that. So this is where you assign license and then you next optional settings. Then you now say, do you want to give anybody you are using this template for an administrator? Yes or no? Okay. Their profile. What is their job title? I'll say accountant. I'll say account. The department, finance, office number 52, office line, blah, blah, blah. This address, prepare. Then I'll just go. Okay, am I okay? I'm okay. Oh yeah, now location Nigeria, right? Then I'll next. Check, and if you can you see my screen boldly? Please confirm for me.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Then
not bold, but
it's not too bold.
it's fine.
Okay. Then here I'll just review. Okay. Okay, accounts. Okay, it's only used for account creation. Okay, published. Okay, this published means is available for my any user that has access to user administration. So this is the domain that will be. Yeah, I have option to edit. Require user to change password. Okay. Require users to change password or first login. Okay. Blah blah blah. All right. No role. This is the days he has and this. Then you just finish adding. We have added a template. Now let's go and add the user using this template. Maybe you will give me the names I will use. It's just trying to come up. Now it says you find your template under user template. If you publish your template, other admins will see it there too. Yeah, you see, I have option to add a user using this template. I have option to create another template, and I have option to manage template. But I will not manage. I will not start creating a template. Yeah, I believe you should be able to tell what this will look like. If you're adding if you are adding a user using the template, now you just take it to go and add a user. If you are creating the same process we have just concluded, and if you want to manage it, you take it to the templates home. So yeah, so if you want to add a user with a template, you come here, you select the template. You can do manage template anyways. You can do manage template. Then you select the template. You now do use template, right? You can as well do active users, user templates, and then you select the template. You want to add a user. Give me a name. Hello. Are you with me? Just unmute. Just unmute. No need to mute your call at any point. Hmm? Did I hear you say
Sophia.
Victoria? Okay, Sophia. Oh, Sophia. Sophia Ogbomo. Ogbomo. So it automatically takes it as display name, as you know. If I say Sophia, Sophia OG. Hmm? Now, notice something. It did not give me option to say, oh, yeah, generate a password, allow user to this password. Nothing like that. Template details. You just give me the detail. I can actually change from here. I can say no, I don't want to use sales. I can say no because I just say add a user. I did not select a specific template to say use this template. Do you understand?
Yes.
Like I selected, but then yeah, you can as well change the template. In the description, this is only used for account creation, created by like everything is already here. I'm not sure. Okay, checking name availability. Why is it taking so much time to check? So this, I'm expecting this up, add the user to come up. It's taking so much. Okay, yeah, it's up now. You see add user. So I'll just click. So what did you notice?
Network is glitching. So
So you notice that Aule enters username, I mean display name and first name, and then I enter username. And that was all I did. And hey, we have Sophia here with the necessary licenses and the information. If I should go and open Sophia now, for example, she has not synced. That means I need to refresh. So this is Sophia. I didn't provide any of our information, right? If you come here to check, you see that she has license. Let me check here first. She has license and I didn't assign to her. Now coming down, you see her contacts. Okay, I didn't assign phone number, but there's password and every other thing. So that is what template does. 10 o'clock, okay. Yeah, little time. Okay. What else again? Okay, multiple users. So you may be doing massive recruitment in your organization, like massive, right? And you need to add as much users as possible. How do you do? Do you start adding them one after the other? No. You can just come first name, second name, first name, second name, and last name, the username, you select domain. Like that, like that, like that. Here you can add up to 5. You can add the row. You can add and add. But you don't like you say enter up to 249 users. All users are given temporary password, right? Now I'm sure that after creation, you now go and check. So you don't even need to go. Let's see. Let's just quickly create one. And let me use Sophia again. But this time around, I'll do this. You see that Sophia is already taking. So I'll just do OG here. So if I do next, then they'll now ask me for a license. I'll now assign to them. Then I'll now do finish. Let me just do this. But I'll not create this user. They'll just give you only one user you added. Okay, this is the license. Then you finish. That is if you want to add multiple, you can add as much as 249. But if you don't want to use this method, please, Chida, I want you to actually do this as an assignment for me, right? When you get to this place, enter this multiple user, click on, I would like to upload a CSV with user information, click on it. Okay, now when you get here, I want you to really do this. When you get here, you download a blank, no, don't download a blank one. If you download a blank one, that means you are going to fill up every information that is there, which you don't need. You don't need to really stress yourself. So just download the CSV file that includes example user information. Then it will just download for you. You open it up. It's coming up. Okay, now this is a sample. Let me just widen it. So we have first username. This is where you put the username and that is the name and the domain. The first name and last name, like that, team management, this and that. You just put them all together. If you want to add 1,000 names, you can just keep adding, right? I don't know if you want to stop at 249, but I know that there is no case that will require you to go and add as much as 249 people in the first place. So you can just, if it is 20, if it is 30, if it is 40, you can just put the name like that and feed the information. I'm sure all of these are not necessary, so you can do away without them. But in my past experience, when I try to remove all these things, I'll not be able to upload. I'm not sure why yet. I don't know if it's my system tenant setting. I'm not sure, but from our basic setup from the UI GUI, you see that all of these are not necessary, but just look for a way around and fill the information whichever way you can. When you are done, save it with whichever name you want to save it with in any directory. Then you can close it up. You don't even need to close it before you actually do anything on it. Then when you are done, you just come here to this browse. When you come to this browse, you do insert. You go to that file. Now I say the file you uploaded has one or more errors. This is because that username that is there is not a domain in this tenant. That is why you will not see it. That is why you will not see it. Please just take this as an assignment. Take your time and try to add some users using this template. I mean, using CSV file upload. Okay. We return back to active users because I'm not going to add anything from there. So we created Sophia. We are going to delete Sophia. This is Sophia. You can delete from anywhere. You say delete. Now, this is the point I will want to explain. They say make their email alias available immediately. Guys, for another person, if this person was active, I would just say yes and pick another person. Give another user access to this OneDrive file for 30 days after the user is deleted, just so we can, get the information needed from his account, from all his tasks that he has been doing prior to the time of contract termination. Then you can remove delegate access from their mailbox. No one else has permission to this user's mailbox. So you can just check on this and then you read more on what that actually implies. Then I want to just delete. Now notice that this deletion I'm doing is what we term as soft delete. And this user will be required to stay in this place till after 30 days. And after 30 days, I will not be able to restore this user back. He will be or she will be permanently be deleted, which is called add delete. But you can force add delete the user, but not this time around, not on this page. If I should come to deleted user, this is where you see users that are deleted within the last 30 days. If I click here, there will be no option for me to restore this user. I mean, to permanently delete this user. I can export this user. Okay, I did not check. I can restore the user, but I cannot permanently delete from here. So how do I do that? Doing that, I will need to go through identity, which is a Microsoft Entra ID. If I should open a new tab, it's coming up for me now. And while that is coming up, I will go to what we have as contacts. So yeah, I will pick my account. And contact, what does contact do? Contacts are users or external users rather that are not in our environment, in our tenants. But we need to save, you need to save their contacts, and maybe they are people that you frequently reach. Most especially, let's say example, system engineer, like the guys that are working on your AWS, for example, and you have a lot of computers in your environment, and you will need them to be coming to the office all the time to check things up. You can just come. Who is this guy? Okay, his name is first name and last name, always not important. Paul. Okay, Paul. Oh yeah, land, land, what's wrong? Land. Then it will pick those names. Then you see what's the email address of this person. You quickly type. Okay, maybe I'll just save this. Now, you see that this user does not have an identity, does not have a presence in our tenant, but it will be in our contact. Just the same way you save phone contact. This one you save email addresses because it deals more with just emailing. Which company? ABC Computer Engineering, right? Office contact A 0802222, right? Just so if you need, oh sorry, if you need to call in, you put them title in his office, hardware engineer, hardware, just put it. If they have the website, you put www, right? If they have a street address, like all of this, you can just put them. Mail tip, okay. Mail tip, let's say hello, hello. It's not compulsory though. Hello, Paul. Are you are you available? Then when we put it like this, we do add. It's adding to our contacts, right? Meanwhile, here, this is what is that? I'm coming to that place. Here is where we permanently delete or add delete our user. If I come to deleted users from identity, so this is where you actually manage your identity, right? That is just a central admin center that you manage everything. But if you want to talk about identity, this is where you can actually do and undo. So this is Sophia. From here, I can delete permanently. All right. Then Sophia is permanently deleted. Her presence is not in this organization again. This one you are seeing here is zero. Is zero. I just need a refresh now, and hey, she's gone. She's no longer there. So out is not found, received, exchange, content, how? So where is this error coming from? Okay, did I hide from? But it shouldn't come from there. Let me try again. Could it be the phone numbers? I'm not sure. Create contact field. Please enter unique display name. Oh, 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 oh. Let me do this. Let me put it in capital letter. Let's see. So any little thing, create this. Mm. So you see that we are. So this can just be a problem in an organization, right? They are having issues, and this is just what you are coming to troubleshoot. I tell you. Now, why? Just tell me why this should not work. I'm just trying to explore all the options that are available here. Let me try and delete the contacts. But it's talking about display name. The still name is too small. Okay, let me do this. Or 3 letters rather. I just hope it creates that. No. Please enter unique email address. Okay. Email address. My email address is correct. Wow. I can't tell why it's not picking these. Okay. I don't know. I can't tell why it's not picking that. Allow 30 minutes for your change to take effect. everyone in your organization can find this contact in their Outlook. So because I did not hide this from their address list. Oh, this guy was created. Oh, how now? How? So this thing you are seeing here, this thing means that this user, this details was created online in the cloud. So because this account is not linked to an on-premises environment, right? As it's not linked to an on-premises environment, um, there is no way for me to go and do that so that you can see how on-prem sync will look like. But just know that this is cloud sync, okay? I don't know why this comes up like this, but I don't know why it gives that problem. I don't know. I really can't tell. So if you want to add the multiple user as well, you use the option of um, a CSV file with header and sample. You download the sample as well. Please, if you can, I will still want you to do this for us. So this is saying a lot. I would love to add this user. Let me see. Let me see. If I should copy this guy now, and then I bring it here, and I just tend to change the email. Let's see if it will work. Let's see if it will work. So I will come up and do browse, and this is it. I'll say add contact. Let's see if it will add. I'm just hopeful. Okay, one added, one could not add. You added one contact, and the correct one added. This contact will appear in your contact list. I don't know why the second one did not add. Probably because of the things are clean, or maybe they take the same information not true. But just know that this is how you add contacts. Now, if you want to access this contact, maybe something come up and you want to, I don't even know the email of Chris, for example. I don't even know the email of Chris. So if I should open my Outlook and say I want to send a message to Chris, I know Chris' name, but I don't need to know his uh, email address offered. So I'll just come to new email. If I come to new email, I'll just say to who, Chris. Is searching for Chris. I just saw that 30 minutes they talk about. Okay, you see Chris Green. I don't need to have his email address. It don't need to be in my directory before I can search for it. By default, because Chidima is in my organization, if I want to send a message to Chidima, I can easily search Chidima without needing to type her email address and because she's in my organization. Chris is not in my organization. He doesn't have an identity in my organization. Yet I can search for him, and he will not know that I'm searching for him. In his mind, I'm actually typing his email address to send him all of those messages. And because I said it should be available for organization contact list, anybody at any time can come and search for him. But if I have hidden that, only me myself can call and type for it. And he's the IT manager in his organization. This is his email. This is his phone number. These are the details that were collected from that Excel. If you should open, you will see this is all. This is his business. This is his company. Is that everything? You can even call him, right? But this time around, where is he calling in from? I think it should be okay. This is you can actually call him on Teams, but you are not going there. Okay. So this is Chris for you without needing him to be here. If I shout for Powell, I be is it Powell? So you see something now. Users that I added, contacts that I added using CSV file sync quickly than contacts that I try to added directly. Okay. So see Chidi, do we understand up to this point? Hello? Are you here? Oh, you've actually left. Okay. So, I'm concluding already, right? And this is the much we'll be able to cover for the day. And I think we've done a lot of justice. Okay, we've not talked about guest user. So guest users are external users that we've invited to come and collaborate with us on projects. And you see something that when I click on add a guest user, it takes me to another portal, which is the Azure portal. And here I will just click Microsoft Azure, click on my account to bring on an external user to come and collaborate on a project with me. So I want to invite. If I say create a new user in my organization, that means I'm creating it in my organization. But invite a new guest user to collaborate with your organization. This user will be emailed an invitation. They can't accept it. Sorry, they can accept it in order to begin collaborating. So I want to add Paul. Yeah, this is the Paul I want to add. The first name, another name are not always compulsory. Throughout our discussion, okay, as per our discussion, inviting you to collaborate with us on project ABC. Regards for Andy Ready Train. So I may say there, Andy. Then groups. Am I assigning them to groups? What role? What role? What role? Is it a user? Of course. So I want to check my Active Directory. Do I want to give them administrator even as an external user? No. Do I want to block the assigning? Yes or no? No. User location, usage location. Yeah. Departments and this and that. No. No need to fill all of that. Then I'll just do invite. So it's inviting a user now. And I'll quickly open my mailbox. So successfully invited a user. So if I should open my mailbox, so yeah, I want to refresh, see what happens now. There is Paul Taye Ogboriefor, right? I have invited him, though he has not accepted, but look at something. Paul Taye Paul Ogboriefor one. Remember, I was using at gmail.com. Now this at has turned to underscore gmail.com. Now there is an hash, there is an est, which is external hash, and then picked up my primary domain. So that external, this is joining my domain. Now, if it is at hashem.com, for example, there would have been hashem. and here would have been my own primary domain. So this is it, combining your own organization and my own organization together, joining them with EST, which is external, to come and collaborate. So our domain is now, the original domain is as this, but it's joining mine together with it. So if I should open here, I have a lot of messages already. So Microsoft invitation, I will just click here, send that. You see, please only ask on this email if you trust the individual and organization represented below. In rare cases, individuals may receive, this is just a Google warning, invitation from bad actors posting at legitimate companies. If you were not expecting this invitation, proceed with caution, right? This is just a warning. So sender Polandi Ogbore, for this is the email address. Organization Polandi's Cloud Mastery. Domain is this, right? This message was provided by the sender and is not from Microsoft Corporation. This is disclaimer, right? And we have from Paul Ogbore for Dear Andy. As per our discussion, I'm inviting you to collaborate with us on Project ABC. Regards, this. If you accept this invitation, you'll be able to send, you'll be sent to, so I'll just do accept invitation. So I may as well decide to ignore. So this invitation email is from this, and may include advertising content. Polandi Cloudmetry has not provided link to their privacy statement for you to review. Microsoft Corporation facilitated sending this email, but did not validate the sender or the message, whichever word. They are just picking grammar. So permission required. I need the permission to say, yes, I am the one accepting the collaboration. So now I can log in. Yes, I can sign in and collaborate with them from one organization to another organization. So guests have access to Teams. I'll be able to chat this person, call this person, do a whole lot with this guy that I'm inviting from outside. So I just need to accept, approve my sign in. Oh, this is Italy. Okay, should go. So you see, this is a personal account, but it has brought me here. No application for me, but there will be definitely. There is an available due to your account permission, company setting. So I'm collaborating. I'm not sure if I will need to give the user okay, yeah, I need to give them license so they can access what they will need. So because I did not earlier on, it doesn't have access to any application. And unfortunately now, this will not sync immediately. To not sync immediately. So let me just open from here again and see if it will come up for me. Oh, it's not syncing. Okay, this is what we will do before I even accept. Let's quickly add another guest user. Let's quickly add another email address as guest user. So add guest user again. Yeah, I've not even shown you. Okay, I will show you when next I try to sign in. I'm just rushing things up now just to we could close quickly. So I'm inviting a user. I'm also bringing on Paul, and I'm cleaning this one here and taking this out to avoid replication, and I'm inviting. So it's still loading, right? Still coming up. As have not been created. Inviting user, come on, okay, successful now. So because it is successful, I'm expecting this to come up here as this. So let me quickly give it a license before I will go to accept. Now, this is something I said I wanted to show you. We have 10 out of 25 here, meaning that I have 25 total licenses available, and I have assigned 15. Remember 10. If I should click this, that is 16. It will remain 9. Okay. So I've assigned license. I want to go and accept this invitation. So at any point that your contract will be done with this user, you can just go ahead and delete them from your tenant. So this one did not have any custom message. So I'll just go ahead and accept. And they'll see for my permission and to proceed, which I'll just do a OK to. So this is me just collaborating with normal Gmail accounts, normal, right? So they want to send me a code to authenticate. This is it. So let me just quickly pick the code from here and I'll copy it. And then I'll enter it here. Okay, you can sign in now. It's not a big deal. So this is permission, firing, and yes, I accept. Invitation redemption fee. How? Why? An error occurred. Please retry again shortly. Say I cannot accept. Thanks for my correlation ID. Why? Can't I access my own invitation again? Let's see. Don't bother about that. Oh, this is a bad. So, I mean, fine tune. So don't forget, we still have this here without application. I'm still refreshing and no application yet. Yes. Which account is this one? Oh, this is as well saying there is no application. Okay, it just requires a little time to sync. Oh, it's still picking this account. Yeah. So I'll just click on the app. Okay, so it's picking the wrong account, I guess. Let me pick this. Okay, this is the correct account. I don't expect it's not to give me application. So it should have given me application, but now, but I think it still needs some time to sync, which we are just going to end here. Maybe the next time we'll come back, we'll try to go and review those users and see the permission they have and the licenses they have and they will be able to access and use to collaborate with this company. Okay, so next time when we are coming to admin center, we'll talk about the teams. We'll just introduce it. We have been able to deal with users and everything that has to do with this for today. And before we did that, I know we went through the route of region pairs. So the next time before we start with teams and groups, we will start with this interface setting from our own page. Okay, thank you very much for joining the call. And if you did not join, you will get to watch this video. I hope it's enlightening you one way or the other. Thank you again and cheers. Okay, I need to stop recording.